It's Cons of Tarkir time! Hey guys, Ryan from Mana Bluff here. Wow. What a pack. So, obviously, slamming Butcher the Horde. It's a bomb. I take it now. I just got my little butt kicked in the first round of a draft I did right before this from a super sweet Jeskai deck. So jealous! Oh man, that guy's deck was insane with Mash of the Pearls. It had a bunch of Wind Scouts going. It had, what's the Sage that's flying? The 3/4 flyer that you gets lifelink prowess? Oh man, I want that deck. And the mana base looked really good too. Oh, insane. Anyway, hey, I'm not complaining. Butcher the Horde, fantastic. I'm not a big fan of Mardu as a base clan. I just don't want to be super aggressive in this format. I like to hang out, take it easy. I mean, I'm always a control player at heart, so that's just kind of a given. But especially in this format, I just like card advantage and blocking. But Butcher the Horde does everything you ever want. But I'm more looking to like rock out maybe like a 5-color shenanigans. Another rare's missing. Here's Deckbuilding injury and suspension field. Actually, gosh, which one's even better? Both are fantastic. I think Deckbuilding injury just because it gets things. You know, I'm surprised I've never thought of this before. Which would I'd rather have? I'm going with Deckbuilding injury because it's one of the few really good early removal spells, and suspension field is one that is good later, and there's actually replaceable a good later removal. Like, you can get, like, the, even, like, Ride of the Serpent, which isn't really good, but, I mean, if you need a late, you know, just destroy anything to get rid of, like, a Butcher of the Horde, then you can get it over that. So, we're gonna go to Deckbuilding injury. Also, I'm a little biased towards black. I guess going this route, if I'm not doing the 5-color thing, I'm also want to keep my eyes peeled for just black-white in general, and try to go, like, warriors with a splash of red. We'll see how that goes, but for now, I mean, I'm happy with this first two picks. Bloodsoaked Champion I'm also happy with, and that makes me even more want to go the warrior route. We see a Mardu Horde Chief. Kind of worried that we're passing some good white and Mardu stuff with this Windscarred Crag here. Wouldn't mind that as well, but I think the Bloodsoaked Champion is just a little too powerful to pass up. And we can try to look for the warrior deck if it's there. Kind of has to come together. But sticking base black and then seeing where we go from there, I'm stoked. I'm stoked for that. Heck yeah. Mardu Skull Hunter is a great inclusion in that strategy. I like the pair pick quite a lot. We don't see a land in this pack either. Sultai Scavenger would be good too, but if we can go a little bit aggressive, I'm cool with that. Keru Lichlord, not exactly what I'm looking for. Secret Plans, I love. Defiant Strike, kind of dorky. There's really not a great card for us here. What do I want? I could just take the Defiant Strike just to kind of try to cut the colors. Could take a Trumpet Blast in case we end up actually getting that kind of deck. Might be right. Like we could be like base Mardu or base like black red maybe. I don't want to do that, but like the Hordeling Outburst and something, have that be our warrior build and then Trumpet Blast. I think it's the best pick here. Otherwise, you could take like Speculative Secret Plans in case we end up going 5 colors, but we haven't really seen a lot of the lands. So I'm just going to be looking to stay in the Mardu colors. Here's a Ponyback Brigade, which is pretty fantastic if that's what I'm looking to do. Killshot's also good. But I think with already one Trumpet Blast, I think Ponyback Brigade could get really nice. The question is, I do need to start looking for like these Mardu banners if I don't see the correct fixing to get my white splash on. Yeah, we'll take the Brigade. I do want a Killshot. I only have a Debilitating Injury for removal, but this is a late throttle. We saw one earlier too. I'll probably be able to get something online. And getting the powerhouses now is fine. Rush of Battle will also hang on to... Ooh, no, here's a Take Up Arms. I think Take Up Arms is more important than the Rush of Battle in this kind of deck. I'm a little worried about the mana base, but I think I'm just getting a little ahead of myself. It's still the first pack. Take Up Arms, maybe red's a splash, maybe white's a splash, I don't know. I definitely want to make it one of the two. Ideally we're black-white with a little bit of red splash for our Butcher or Ponyback Brigade and like a Trumpet Blast or something. But here we go. It's warrior time, babies. None of these matter in the warrior deck. I guess the Swiftwing can be good, as in it's aggressive if I want to be enabling raid. Versus Sidisi's Pet. which is just a dork in this deck. I'm probably not playing either. We'll take the Swiftwing and put her immediately in the sideboard. Take the Despise. Also put it immediately in the sideboard. I don't want to have to be playing that. Roar of Challenge is good. I think we'll take the Unyielding Crewmar, though. It's definitely a card we're going to be playing, and it is a warrior, so it helps out with that theme, even though we haven't really seen the enablers. I guess we saw one of the Warrior Anthem, so that's fine. I never remember what the white one's called. We passed that. Multi-skin could make it, taking it over the red morph that I hate. None of these really matter. Mardu Banner actually... I mean, Briber's Purse could go in a deck like this, arguably, but right now with 0 lands and someone's doing 5 color to who's passing to me, I might just need this Mardu Banner just to be able to cast my late game stuff, my Butcher and my Ponyback Brigade. So if all of my dreams were to come true, again, I'd stay in this base black-white build and just be splashing in these like kind of red cards for the finishing touches of this game. Ooh, hello, Dig Through Time. And Scoured Barrens. Oh, how much is Dig Through Time worth? So Dig Through Time is still worth quite a bit. It's like 6 tickets right now. At least 5. So I'm going to take it, even though I really want to Scoured Barrens. I would totally play the Nightblade, the War Shrieker, maybe. I mean, pretty much what I would take is the Scoured Barrens here. Probably the Harrier's a better option versus the War Shrieker. I don't really know, again, I know black's the primary. I don't know if red or white is going to be more of a thing. Could even do the Bringlow for removal, but I'm going to go with a value pick. Sorry. Hello, Ice Feather Even. Mystic Monastery, Take Up Arms. I think I need to prioritize the fixing here, so I'm going to take it, even though I would love another Take Up Arms and a Russia Battle as well. But I'm a little worried that I haven't gotten any fixing yet, and I'm definitely going to be playing 3 colors. We're going to be rocking it one way or another. Could be wrong. Already having 1 Take Up Arms. How greedy do I want to be? The curve's not super low right now, though. He's actually kind of flip. No, I think I'm going to take the Take Up Arms. Could be wrong. Might have needed that fixing there. And since I just did that with the Take Up Arms, it means I'm officially trying to do the white-red, or sorry, the black-white start with a red splash. So instead of taking, I think, the Warning Mastermind, which is really fantastic in that aggressive build, I think we're going to go with the Watch of the Wrist, which is also just as good. It has evasion, and you know, the only negative is that it's a soldier, not a warrior, so it's not really in the theme. But I'm pretty sure that that's going to be our base right now, is in a white-black. And red's going to be our 3rd color there. So there you have it. Palace is off color on our land here. It's not going to help us cast anything. Swarm of Bloodflies is actually pretty good, I think, in the warrior deck. 'Cause you have a bunch of these little dorks going around, and this guy can be a nice finisher. It's also black. Noticing the Ride of the Serpent, we mentioned earlier, or I mentioned earlier, that that's something that I wouldn't even mind like having as a dork removal spell, considering right now we have all creatures and a debilitating injury. Well, Trumpet Blast, of course. Still, I think this is a pretty easy swarm. A little heavy on the 5-drop slot here. I think we take a Smite the Monstrous over a Bringlow or an Active Treason. Again, that's just a color consideration, wanting to mainstream black-white and just have a Butcher and like a Trumpet Blast for finishers here. Ooh, Dragon Grip's pretty good. We'll take a Ponyback Brigade. Really goes with the theme. Again, I'm still worried about fixing. But this is a morph, so at least we can cast it if we don't get all the right fixing. And I'm really worried because we only saw that one tricolor that we passed. There's still none here, so maybe people are over-forcing the duel. And I have to just prioritize anything that allows me to red splash. But I still like the baseline we have. Really powerful spells. Whirling Outburst, unfortunately, we can't be casting with the double red. I've pretty much committed to white being our baseline, and even if I were to switch over to red, which wouldn't be unreasonable, double red with 0 fixing, I don't think we can do right now. I'm actually fine with the Bitter Revelation, helping to dig through, find your bomb, smooth out the land drops. That's pretty okay. Not exactly the kind of deck you want this in, but perfectly fine. Let's see, do I want a second Smite or a second Unyielding Krumar? That's interesting. We're okay on creatures, but I don't really ever want like 2 Smites in my main deck. And we still love our Warrior general game plan, even though we don't have any of the Warrior creatures that the pump any of the Chiefs, nor do we have any of the Anthems. We have a Trumpet Blast, but that's more for tokens than for actual Warriors. Still, it's a solid creature. We're in the colors. Yes, Scarlet Barons just came back. Oh, I'm so happy. Slamming that instantaneously. Rush of Battle also back. That's being slammed instantaneously. A little heavy on the 4s. We don't have like the really quick 2 or filled up 3-drop slot that I would enjoy, but I'm not going to complain with those late picks here. And we're not ever playing Dutiful Return, and Crippling Chill and Force Away are quite fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Force Away. I guess maybe Crippling Chill might have been better to cut. I don't know which one's better against us. I'm going to take the Jeskai banner. I already have a banner, right? Yeah, I have my Mardu banner, so I'm probably not going to play it. But I'm not playing these other guys. I'm never playing a Tormenting Voice on the splash. But this guy's here, like, if things go really awry. Oh no, I want my Trumpet Blast back. Come back, Trumpet Blast. I really want you. You're a good card. What just happened? What did I take? Siegecraft? Get out of here. Canyon Liquors makes this kind of deck as a morph if we need playables. I don't think we're worried on playables. I'm just more worried about an actual streamlined deck in which I can cast my spells and, you know, not die. Power level is okay. We'd love to see like the Raider spoils to really turn on our warrior. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a bunch. Ooh, Murder's Cut. The only thing that I would take over a dual land that I need, to be honest. And we don't even have ones in our color, so that makes it nice. Wouldn't mind the Mardu Hateblade coming back, even though, again, without a lot of fixing, that makes it a little hard on the 1-drop slot, but still fine. Even this, we want some more 2-drops anyway, so that'd be cool. But Murder's Cut, obviously the pick. Windscarred Crag, I'm going to grab. Burnt Deer Burax, not our colors. Abomination, blah, blah, blah. Actually, that's also a pretty easy pick. We definitely want this fixing right now. So that went really well in our first 2. Saddle Brute's fantastic. Easily want that guy. Swiftwater Cliffs don't care about. We already have our Mardu banner for our backup. Yeah, this guy's insane. We're a little heavy on the 4s. Maybe I don't play the Unyielding Crew, both Unyielding Krumars or this Bitter Revelation. I guess 2 of them are just like anthems. Wouldn't mind his own Ancestor coming in just as a warrior. Where are my Chiefs? Let's go Chiefs. Here's the deck right now at 18 playables. Would love to lower the curve with Chiefs, of course. We've got a decent amount of removal. Not great, but, you know, we got things to do. Murder's Cut, Debilitating Injury. Oh, I have another Swiftwing if I really want that. Interesting decision here. Huh. I think we take the Kumar Bondkin. It is a warrior. It gets a nice, another 3-drop going. I don't think I want the Swiftwing that I have in the sideboard anyway, so I may not take the second. The really only other option is, do I want a Sage-Eye Harrier or a Throttle? If I had, like, the Raider Spoilers or something, I think I would take the Harrier, because the evasion's so clutch. The Throttle I don't want, even though I could use more removal. I actually have a lot of, like, non-creature spells, so I kind of do just want more creatures in this kind of build. This is tough. I don't know what's better here. Interesting. I think it's the Harrier. I think the evasion's relevant, especially with the Rush of Battle and just trying to like keep pounding through. Also, it's a little bit cheaper to morph up. It's a little more versatile. Don't know if that's right, but that's the one I'm taking. Ooh, Feet of Resistance. Heck yeah. These guys just keep getting messed up, don't they? I'm happy to take a Feet of Resistance here. What am I cutting? Maybe a Bitter Revelation? This is just assuming I'm not playing all of these spells, because I do want more creatures. We Fate, Weapon, Jungle Hollow, not the right guy. Don't care about these guys. It's the only card for us, and it's a great card. So that's cool. We're We're at 13 creatures because they take up arms, which I was forgetting. I was adding them into my creature count, but forgetting that it's actually only 7, so we don't have to worry about cutting spells yet. Interesting. What do I want? Erg. I want more fixing. This will help. We only have 2 red cards for splashing, plus, I guess 3 if you count these each as half reds. We're not playing the War Shrieker, unfortunately, but we have plenty of 4s. Red's hard to cast. The thing is, yeah, I think we just take another Harrier. It's a warrior. Even though we're really not a warrior deck, all I have is a Rush of Battle to make that relevant. So I'm not really looking at that, but having evasion with the Trumpet Blast is really fantastic. And having 2 anthems with evasion is nice. And the Merrill Nightblade is just a 2/3 at 4. We have 3/3s at 4 that don't matter. The Death Touch can be good, but it's a little clunky since we don't have a lot of synergy, minus the feeder resistance. Ooh, now here's a pick. The Roost is great, but I think I want a Kill Shot. More removal sounds good. The thing is, the Roost is so fantastic. And again, evasion's really good here. What's our action removal? We have kind of like, feed is kind of like removal. 1.5. And a half, so we'll call that 2 because smite's so conditional, and then we have the murder's cut, right? Yeah. So you don't have a whole lot of removal here. I don't know. This is 14 creatures. I'm gonna take the Watcher. I just think that evasion's gonna be so great in this sort of like, you know, pound out the deck kind of thing. We'll take a Sultai Scavenger, Bird Warrior. In fact, none of these are ever gonna be played. I guess we'll take the Lamassu. I'm not playing it. War Behemoth might actually make the cut if we look at the creatures and want to adjust accordingly. We don't need another Mardu banner, but it's foil, and it might look like I have to play it. Probably not, but if I do play it, I want that. Ooh, a second Trumpet Blast also might make the cut. Yes, Mardu banners galore. So happy. Alright, I'll pause right now since that's the end of the draft. Really, my only concern is my mana base. So I'll have to make, you know, a couple of interesting decisions about what I actually want creatures I do want to be played here, and then figure out how many red sources I can actually afford to put in, depending upon that will determine if I play 2 Trumpet Blasts or just 1. And here's the bust out. Cards I'm never playing. Here's our fixing. Here's all of our dark sideboard cards. Probably not going to play any of those either. And then here's our baseline. So we're at 25. Pretty sure even in 2-color with a little bit of a splash deck, I want to play 22, especially because I only have that one Windscarred Crag to help me with my mountains. And I think this deck really needs the second Trumpet Blast. I just have such a great, like, wide strategy that if I am able to get those tokens out, and without getting a Trumpet Blast or a Rush of Battle, it's going to be a bummer. And it's going to be kind of the way we win. And we're at 17 creatures, because the 2 take up arms, right? So I'm pretty sure the War Behemoth is the biggest dork that I don't care about. We've got plenty, I like the evasion here, and we got plenty of other things to do at 3, or later on, you know, if I want to consider these guys over here. I love our Warrior and our 1 Delve card as evasion. I'm thinking about cutting 1 other card. And even though the Sage Eyes Harriers aren't super fantastic, I think they just work really well in keeping us alive until we get our, you know, some of our big dudes out, or going super wide and being able to attack in the air. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flyers in order to, I mean, you know, 3 or 4 of those alone with our anthems will get us a win. Plus going super wide with like a Take Up Arms and Pony Back Brigade helps us stay alive, and going wide with our anthems is pretty fantastic. But then if that's the case, I still need to make 2 cuts. I think Bitter Revelations and the Smite the Monstrous are the 2 spells I'm considering. Again, we want our anthems here. I want Murderous Cut, Feet, and Debilitating Injury for sure. And I think I'm going to keep the Smite, and I think Bitter Revelations is the only one to go. It's a bummer. I really like it. But I think I want to be more proactive, and I don't want to be taking a turn off ever, ideally. I mean, situations happen where that goes down, but it's not really in my baseline strategy. And because of that, now we're at 16 creatures. We'll just cut one of our dudes, and I'm pretty sure the correct answer here is the Unyielding Krumar. Even though it's a really good card, it's the most clunky. We actually have just fantastic creatures here. Maybe the Sage Eye Harrier is better to get rid of. Skull Hunter, I mean, these are our early drops and can get some pressure down early, so I don't want to cut the early dudes. And again, I already explained why I really like the flying on this, so that's why I'm prioritizing getting rid of this dude over the Unyielding Crew more. And you can even consider, like, if you're just kind of stuck without anything to do at 4, this Agi Harry can just flip up at 4. Ideally, that's not what I'm doing, but here's how I would like it to go, I believe. Kind of high on the 5-drop slots. Wouldn't mind a lower curve, but I think these 3-5s are really good and part of, again, our strategy. If I feel like a 3-3 is really good against an opponent, then I will bring it in, but a lot of times I don't want to be spending 2 mana on the first strike, even though it's a nice threat of activation. And now I already know my mana base is going to be a little bit stretched, but I still don't think it's worth bringing in one of the banners, because we're not really super ramping into, like, 6 or 7 drops. We do kind of end at 5, and we're going to be playing 18 lands. Let's see how Moto suggests this. I do like 4-5 mountains for only 3-4 red, because again, I consider the point reds each kind of 0.5 red, because we can at least cast them without the mountain. Let's see if we need this many other of our 6. Ooh, yeah, that's only 7 swamps. I want more swamps than that. If you notice, actually a lot of our white, these are all morphs in the 3-drop slot that are white. So it's not until 4 or 5 that we really need white in our creatures and then some of our spells. So I think 6, 7, 8 plains is a bit more than I would like. I definitely want more swamps. That's 8 swamps. I think I'd be more comfortable with 9, considering the champion, the Skull Hunter, and our other black spells or creatures that require black, because look, we have 3 black versus just 1 white in the 4-drop slot. Would love to be at 9, but I think, can I get away with 4 red sources? Am I being a little too conservative there? And I think I am. So I think I need to go like this. I'd rather have 9 black sources, 7 white sources. That should be good enough for when we want to be having white necessarily. And then only 4 mountains. I don't want to go down to 3 mountains because, I mean, we do have a number of red. And like I said, I already knew the mana base was going to be a wee bit stretched. But I really like having 9. The question is, am I really being too greedy about that? There's no double black. 8 tends to be okay. Maybe I'm being too greedy about that. Maybe we bust a move on this guy again. 7. So we do 8 black, 8 white, just because we do have a lot of white cards. And then only 4 mountains. Yeah, I really wanted to go 9, but I think this is gonna be more appropriate. 8 and 8 plus 4. Yep, that's that. Alrighty, looks like a really fun deck. I hope I draw okay. Honestly, I don't really like this kind of deck in the format. I feel like the late game sort of like the Sultai or the 5-color decks outperform these decks so much more. Because if I just start getting some of the dorks down and then like don't draw a Trumpet Blast, I don't have great ways to close out the game. But that's one reason why the Butcher and the Swarm of Bloodflies will hopefully get us there, and our evasion dudes. But I don't like attacking in Khans of Tarkir draft. I hope I can attack well.